Yep. Welcome, everyone. So AshleighRayeLive, YettaBrownBaby, and myself, ZenzenLive, we all partnered together for the Agency Alliance, and we'll be doing trainings with you guys weekly, every Sunday, 4 p.m. And we'll start talking about some other stuff in more detail too, but we're going to give you guys the basic rundown and explain to you the most important things that we think you need to know as a new host. If you can, try to keep all questions to the end. I suggest that you guys have a pen and paper to write down your questions, because you probably will forget them by the time you get to the end. So that way you remember what you want to ask. If you have something super easy and quick, you can put it in the chat, and then I'll respond to you. If everybody could mute their mics except for the other agents, and then we'll get started. I'm just trying to bring my chat up with you guys too, so that way I can see it.
I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself to the people who don't know me. My name is YettaBrownBaby. I'm the agent for Brown Talent Agency. So some of my hosts are in here. Hopefully more will show up. At the end, we're going to have you guys drop all your Bigo IDs so you can network with each other, because as you should know, but might not know, your agency percentage is a cutoff at 40%. That means you cannot receive more than 40% of your monthly bean quota from within the same agency as you. So it's a good idea for you guys to network with each other. If you end up wanting to do like a big PK where you need 10 dragons, you don't want to get them from your own agency mate. You would want to mess with somebody else. So it's a good idea for you guys to branch out as much as possible. But if you want to keep it between the alliance and just mess with my agency or Zen's agency, or we've got Ashley's agency, then you guys can make those moves accordingly. And you can always ask us too if we have a host who's looking to do some type of business like that, which we're going to get more into as far as like the businessy stuff. But we're going to do a separate training for it as well soon. But yeah, just so you guys know, you should all meet each other on Bigo. So that'll be it.
Yeah, and that'll give you guys some people to just kind of start off with that, starting at the same time as you. You can
come up together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I know a lot of my new hosts have already started doing some PKs and stuff, so
That's awesome.
You guys can take some of those little beans that you're making right now and trade them out for each other, you know what I'm saying? But make sure that you guys talk about it first, which we'll get more into that in a little bit. But so a little bit about Bigo. Bigo's now has over 100 million people on the app. I've been telling people 22 million. That was like, I don't know, a couple months ago when I saw that. It's over 100 million people on the app now. So there's tons of people out there to get to know. Don't get discouraged, because you never know who's going to come into your room and literally like drop a dragon. I don't know how many times I've just had some random people come in and like throw me a humongous gift and then stick around for a little bit. But so there's tons of people on the app. It was made in Singapore. Bigo stands for Before I Get Old, so it's kind of like YOLO. And it's just a very upbeat, positive app. You'll see your shit talkers and stuff out there, but for the most part, people just want to come here to meet people and make friends. And USA and Canada, you can't be sexual in any way, so it's just like a really healthy way to meet some cool people on here. So the pay chart, which do I have on my computer? Yeah, I do. So this is my first time hosting a meeting, but we're going to go ahead and see if I can share this screen with you. Boom. Well, that's really cool. So can you guys see the pay chart? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So the first one is your ranking. The second one is the hours that you need. The third one is going to be, it's basically saying that you have to go live for a minimum of 30 minutes at a time. So if you go live for 29.9 minutes and log off, it's not going to count. You go on for 31, 32, 33, all the way up to 2 hours. That's what the fourth line's for. We'll count every day. Again, like we were saying in the beginning, there was a couple of people in here. Try to go live for 4, 5, 6 hours a day if you're trying to make this your full-time job, because the more you're live, the more consistent you are, the better that your payout and everything is going to be. The more people that are going to come in and follow you, the more FaceTime you're going to get. People are going to see you. After that, you've got the line for the bean goals. So this is how many gifts you get. people recharge their accounts with their real money into diamonds. And then when they give you a diamond, it turns into a bean for you. And then 210 beans equals $1. You guys might make a note of that. 210 beans equals $1. And that's basically how the money goes in and out of the app. You have to get that bean goal. So basically you have to do a minimum of 30 hours. Those bottom 2 tiers are only for your first and second month, you guys, but we don't want you to shoot
First
for
month
that.
only.
Okay, only the first month. But we don't want you guys to shoot for those low ones. You know, it's kind of cool if they added that, so that way you get 100 or 200 bucks and then you can use that to trade next month, because that's really not something that you should be taking off the app. You should just put it right back in there and do trades and hit a higher tier. But do your 30 hours minimum. And then as your gifts go up, just keep looking over at how many hours are required with it. If you're up to 220,000 in gifts, you need to see that you need to do 33 hours and able to get your full pay. If you get 220 in gifts and don't do your hours, they're only going to give you like 25%. I hit the 300,000 tier and they only gave me $400 worth of beans instead of 2,800. So you don't want to.
That's because you did less than 30 hours. So they go off of the tier that you did hit hourly. So you did 30 or 31 hours. So they gave you half of the pay of that tier. So that's why they cut all her money from her. I do want to point out too, that if you plan on hitting 220,000 beans in a month, 33 hours ain't gonna cut it, baby. You must have been on here for months if you can do that in 33 hours. So just know you should be trying to do 2 hours a day, period. Like that's 60 hours. There's nothing on here that requires that much. You should never, ever have to worry about getting your hours in, because you're doing 2 hours a day. You shouldn't have to be worried about the hours. So just so you know, the longer you're on here, the higher your tier is going to be, like point blank, period. Another thing I wanted to make clear is, and we didn't put it in our notes, but people have been confused. You don't have to save your beans for the whole month in order to get paid for that bean goal. As you get beans every single day, you are free to cash them out, exchange them for diamonds so you can go give gifts every day. If you get to 5 stars, that's enough to cash out not cash out, to do a maximum exchange for 2,800 diamonds. That's 2 shields and 8 treasures you can throw from your 5-star day. So when I first started on the app, it wasn't really that hard for me because I had followers already. So I used to get 5 stars almost every day. And then I would turn right back around and go throw shields at my family's PKs. So you can use your tips, which are the gifts you receive every day, however you like. If you want to save them up and cash them out, go ahead and do that. I don't advise it. It makes you look selfish.
Yeah,
when your numbers are real skewed, where you're just getting and getting and getting, and you don't have no diamond cent, nobody's going to really like you like that, like not hosts anyway. So if you have enough organic support, then by all means, then take the money however you want. But if you're getting gifted by other hosts, it would be nice to go back and give them some gifts too. But yeah, I just wanted to make that really clear. You do not need to save all your beans in order to be paid for that month.
Yep. So there's that. So we already talked about doing the bare minimum, shooting for 60 hours. So we covered all that, keeping it consistent. We got all that. You got to help me with that part.
Usually get paid somewhere between the 7th and the 14th of every month. I don't know if we put that in the notes either, because somebody was asking. Right. So we never know when we're going to get paid. Please do not harass us asking when we're going to get paid. We work for Bigo, not with Bigo, so we don't know. They don't be telling us. So when we get paid, though, you guys will all know, because everybody's going to be talking about it in the chat. They're going to be live throwing gifts like willy-nilly. So payday is a huge holiday for everybody on the app. It's the no Black Rose. It does not exchange. It doesn't fuck up your money at all. If you exchange your beans, you can do it all you want or as little as you want. Your beans are accounted for in your live data, which we're going to show you soon. And they count regardless of whether you spend them or save them. See, Cash Bar? Yeah, I could tell because your numbers are so fucked up. You barely given any gifts. So yeah, go ahead and start gifting your family members, boo. Sorry to embarrass you.
But it's okay though, you guys. It's good. It's not like a given, you don't have to do it, but like Yetta said, it's just better, when you have other hosts that are on here to try to make money too, coming by your page and showing love, it's just like respect, like, you know, go back and show them love too. So, you know, it's really important on your lives as well to welcome everybody that's coming in and thanking them for the gifts. Like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, really get excited about it. I mean, for like 10 beans, like obviously you don't have to like go crazy, but if somebody comes in and drops a shield, even if you're in a PK doing a trade for the purpose of acting on your live and it makes you look just better and surprised, like just always like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Throw up a heart. If you're in the middle of a song singing or something like that, for all the performers out there,
Yeah,
throw
go.
up a heart, you know, or just like make it seem like that, you know, what's going on, you know, like, and because like when some people give you gifts, like they want to see that excitement in you. They want to see that you're like happy about it and, you know, care about it and stuff like that. And as new hosts, like I still thank people that only give me single diamond gifts. Like, maybe I'm not jumping up and down, but you know, I'm showing them that I'm appreciative. Everybody wants to be recognized, you know, and watching your comments. There's a couple of my host rooms that I'll go in and they still got like half their face on the screen and just kind of looking down at the comments, but not responding to anybody. And it's like, you have to be outgoing and you have to talk to people. You know, if somebody's being annoying, you can mute them. But you know, just talk back to them. Don't get banned. Okay. So I'm going to go over some ways that you can get banned. Okay. So, and we also suggest that you share your live, screen record your live too. Obviously, if you keep them all there, your phone will get full, but you know, if you get banned, it's going to happen right then and there. Then you keep the video. Otherwise, when you get off live, then just delete it. And you can just screen record it like on your, you know, I think all smartphones have some sort of option that screen record. The AI is the one watching you. Like Yetta explained a little bit earlier about like the algorithm. Well, there's like computers or bots like that watch us as well. So it's not like a real person with like actual sense. So little things will trigger them off to make you get banned. Sometimes it won't be fair or accurate. And that's why the screen record comes in handy, because then you can fight the ban and get it back with the proof. But no smoking on the camera. Like I just had my vape or whatever. There's a rumor going around that vapes are allowed. I don't know if there's some big hosts that get away with it, but it's not allowed. You guys, if you want to smoke it, then just pull your face off the screen. You can come back on and blow the smoke out. I don't know why that doesn't matter, but you just can't physically hit your cigarette or your weed or anything like that on the camera. There's no weapons, no alcohol bottles. If you want a glass of wine or a Jack and Coke, then put it in a cup and then you're fine. No weapons, no guns, no touching your body whatsoever. If you have an itch, if you have to fix your bra strap, don't do it on the camera. Just lean off the camera, fix it, and come back. Touching the body can really trigger off the AI system and make it ban you. And the sexual ones and weapon ones and all of those can be a class A ban, which is very expensive. You can get it unbanned, but it costs you a lot of money and it takes a long time. So you could screw up your entire quota because of it. So I don't, you know, just be
class
very
A is
careful.
10 years, guys. You get a 10-year ban for certain things.
Yeah.
So being in a casino too, that was one that we didn't list last time and Trina had pointed out.
Oh yeah.
For those of us who live in Vegas, if you're going through a casino, you need to hold the phone as close to your face as possible so they don't see any gambling in the back. No gambling is allowed. Don't be shooting dice with your homeboys and showing everybody the money in a pile. Even tarot cards have gotten people in trouble before, which I think is fucking ridiculous. But they think that you're, you know, dealing blackjack or something. So that's why screen recording is important. Another reason.
Yep. No cleavage, no nipples. Put a bra on if it's cold in your house. Just don't take the chance. No see-through shirts. No skirts that have your booty hanging out the bottom. I suggest if you want to show off your figure to wear a bodysuit or something like that that covers all of the cracks of everything, but still shows the outline of your body, stuff like that's okay. Just make sure that your nipples are not hard and poking through. That goes for guys as well. If you're cold, you know, obviously you're not going to put on a bra, but just, you know, just be
right.
mindful.
Don't be shirtless, guys.
Yeah, don't be shirtless. Again, guys, you know, don't scratch your crotch or adjust your thing down there on the camera. Pull it off, put it back on. No children. I know that was funny. No children without adult accompaniment, and no naked babies as well. You have to have clothes on your babies as well. And don't let them be in your live without you being on the live watching them with them. The camera can see that. If you do cook with a knife, that's fine. If you're chopping things and you put it down and you leave it alone, but you pick it up and you start talking, you're dancing or whatever, now it becomes a weapon. So don't wave the knife around. Okay. Yes, no casinos and no gambling was on there. No gore. So don't show blood or injuries. I had a big old cut on my leg one time and they got me for that. Yetta yelled at me a couple times afterwards because I kept showing it. But it got me banned in 10 minutes, but still, they don't want to see blood and gore and stuff like that. No terrorists. Don't even show Hitler. If you want to be educational, talk about something else. No moaning or sex sounds, not even in music. So don't play, sounds that have moaning or anything like that in there. No drugs. You can't do a line of cocaine, pop pills, and all that stuff on
showing your nugget weed.
Yeah, showing your weed. Don't do that. Where we at? No paraphernalia. Don't show your bowl in the background or anything like that. No excessive yelling or cursing. Bigo has become a little bit more strict on the bullying aspect of things on the app. You'll still go by people's pages that are known for like shit talking and they get away with it. Well, they're like the top hosts and people like that get away with more. So just be kind to everybody. If you're matching with people, there's going to be a lot of people in there that are talking shit. Just go to the next one. Don't stoop down to their level and make yourself look bad trying to let them piss you off or whatever. So no bullying. Don't give out your personal information. That's why we suggest that you have a different number attached to your WhatsApp than the one that's connected to your Bigo profile. That way there's just less chance of anybody having your real number, being able to get into your profile, changing your password and hacking it and so on. No swimsuits unless you're in the pool or in a body of water. You have to have the water visible in the screen. I've tried out this a couple times. I'm sitting outside the pool, banned. If I'm in the pool, it's fine. Even those with the big boobs and big butt, like as long as you're in the water, they don't do anything to us, so you're fine. You just have to be in the water. And then all of these rules that we talked about apply for your cover photos, your profile pictures, and all the posts on your bar as well. So everything that you post, you guys.
And I just want to say too, don't compare yourself to what other people are getting away with, because like she said, some of them might be big broadcasters who get away with a lot of shit, or they might be girls in Russia who are free to show basically their whole camel toe on live and not get in trouble because they have different rules in different countries. And those girls who are showing everything are probably sitting on 2 stars and offering 5 videos and 3 free nudes for a shield. So they're working really hard for pennies. And don't compare yourself to the other people you see. Just listen to us. Okay.
Yep. So we talked about all of the rules apply for the bar post. What is the bar? So the bar is going to be when you press the little guy in the bottom right of your screen, and it takes you to kind of like your back end where your live data and your wallet and all that stuff is, you'll see post. And that's kind of like Instagram. You can post a picture with text and you can select one of the Bigo hashtags. I always recommend doing that because then you get seen a lot more than when you don't pick one of the hashtags. They only let you pick one of them. So it's really not time consuming. But you gain more fans that way because it's like another way that people can see you when you're not live. People might be looking through like the stream of posts coming in, and I get a lot of my followers that way as well. So then we have the star system. The star system starts over every day at 1 a.m. PST, and then that's during daylight savings time. And then when daylight savings time is over, it's at midnight. So right now it's at 1 a.m., right? PST.
Yeah, and that time is going to change next month, I think.
Yep. So that's when your stars reset. So those stars, they go up based on how many gifts you get and how many gifters you have. So you have to have both of them. You can click on the star list. It's right under the top of your name on the left side of your page. And you can see how far away you are from the next tier. It's a clout thing. It puts you on another list. And the higher you are on the list, the more people see you. So, just try to get a lot of if you get a lot of gifts, then, and you don't have the gifters, you can always start like a fan lottery in your room or ask somebody else to do a fan lottery in your room, which I'll explain what that is in a second too. which will help you get more gifters and help your stars go up. I just did a PK the other day and I got 32,000 and I was still sitting on 0 stars because I only had 1 out of 2 gifters. So it was like, as soon as I went solo live, I just set a lottery and then it shot up to 2 boxes. The heat list is going to be right next to your star list when you're live. That's another list that if you're at the top, you're going to get seen more. The star list and the heat list, people go and check just to see who's like in the top 10, top 20. And they go into their room. That's kind of just how they do Bigo, and they only go into the top, broadcasters' rooms. The ways that you can get your heat up is by people sharing your live, by people commenting, by the taps, by following you, how long they've been watching. The gifts help the most, especially if you're getting them from multiple gifters simultaneously. So all of those things factor into what level you are in the heat list. Muting is a good idea, and it's better than kicking people out. If you have somebody that comes in that's saying, bullish things or just like typing the same comment over and over again, and you're like tired of seeing it, you can mute them. It's better than kicking them out and blocking them. Obviously, like if somebody comes in and they're being super racist, then I block them. I kick them out. I don't give a shit. I don't tolerate some things in my room. But the reason why muting is better for the majority of the time is because you want those people to still stay in your room. You can incentivize them to unmute. Well, if you want to get unmuted, send me a treasure. There'll be an admin. You can also set an admin to your room. So anybody that comes into your room, you can press on their profile and then there'll be a little manage button in the top right, and then it'll say set as your admin. Only do this for people you trust, because that's giving them the ability to be able to kick out and mute people as well. So, but you'll find people that want to come in and just be your admin. They'll come in all the time and say, hey, can I become your admin? And your fans will want to do that for you, and then just explain to them exactly how you want your room ran. I let my admins know, like, this is what I want you to mute. This is what I want you to kick out. Don't overstep your boundaries. This is my page. It's good to have that conversation with people. There is a cap of about how many permanent blocks that you can do, only 1,000. So, like I have quite a few. I've almost maxed out on how many blocks that I can do, but, there will be people that you want to block and not have any room. The fan badge and the fan group, after somebody follows you, there'll be a pink heart next to your name instead of a blue plus sign. You need to, set that up first. You have to set up your fan group. And the way that you do that is by going to your profile menu. I don't know if everybody can take a second and pull up their phone. I don't know if they're on Zoom on your phone or not, but anybody that can.
Show them.
You want to show them?
I'll just show my phone. Okay, so here, where you got your whole like main menu with all the options, you want to go to your item bag. So it's like a little yellow icon right here. And then here's like all my little like entrance effects and my medals and stuff that I can wear. Oh no, sorry. That's the wrong place.
I was like, wait, she's showing the item bag.
Oh, fans group right there with a pink heart. So fans group. Mine is called YB with like a little kiss and a microphone. Once you create your fans group name, it has like 6 characters max. You can't change it. So be really thoughtful about this. What do you want people's badge? What do you want your badge to say next to somebody's name? If they're one of the people who's giving you at least 10 diamonds, that's how they're going to get the badge. So you want to make sure you're sure and that you don't have any typos before you set up your fan group. But yeah, for somebody to join it, they have to follow you and give you at least 10 diamonds worth of gifts. So when you do start a fan lottery, which you have to have a fan group to start, people who you don't even know will know that there's a lottery going on because it says some type of notification to everybody on Bigo, and they can come in, give you 10 diamonds just to join your fan group, and then try to win back whatever the prize may be. So you can set your prize in beans or in diamonds, where you can have like 300 beans gifted out to 10 people. So 10 people are going to each get 30 beans if they join the fan lottery and win the lottery. So you can set it with beans or diamonds as the reward, and other people can come in your room and set a fan lottery themselves, unless you turn off that option, which I have mine turned off because people love to troll me and they come and put Yetta's a fat bitch down in the comments, and then everybody's joining the fan lottery and it's just totally flooding the screen. So it's up to you if you want to do your own lottery or let everybody else come in and start one for you. If you want to support a friend, definitely starting a lottery for them and using your own beans as the reward for everybody who participates will help get their room a little bit more viewers, some gifts for them, and like increase the heat.
Yep. Thank you, baby. Now, matching. So when you guys go live, there's going to be an option. Whoops. I'm going to show you guys right here. Let me log off here real quick. I did the wrong live. There's going to be an option for you to go on the screen and meet other people. This is something that's really good for you guys to do as new hosts. Okay, so in the bottom corner here, there's a little button and it's got a Pac-Man. Okay, you're gonna press that and now you have like all these different options. This is where you can find your fan lottery, how to line with somebody, the PKs right here, how to line with somebody's here. And then there's gonna be a purple thing that's a blue thing that says match right here. It looks like a little radar. So you're gonna click that, okay? And watch, it says matching in the middle and it's gonna pair me with somebody here. Wow, that took a while. Usually it doesn't take that long. Hey, how are you? We're just doing a training here. So to get out of it, you just press that same button on the bottom, you guys. It's the blue match that's constantly sending you to new people. And then, sorry, gotta go. And then disconnect. You can say change. You can say change or disconnect. So you can go on to the next person or disconnect. So that's how you do that, you guys. When you are not live, it's very important to be on Bigo. Yetta kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. Instead of watching TV, go in people's rooms. Like she said, tap the screen a bunch of times, do the 999 taps, say a bunch of comments, engage with them, share their live. All those things are free. You know, just show that you're engaging and they'll possibly come back to yours and keep you company as well. Be careful about spending too much time on other people's panels. The panel is when you see all of the people in the little box on the same screen. The only person that's getting count for those hours is the person who started the panel, the host. Everybody else is just on their own time. But, you know, it can be really good for you to meet people as well. So, you know, I suggest doing them, but just not that being the only thing that you do. The only things that count towards your hours, like I touched on earlier, is your solo and hosting the multi. The Pac-Man button, I just went over that to you guys. So PKs in lines. Okay, so let me show you.
Do you have that video link to how to start a PK?
Yep.
Okay. PK stands for player knockout, guys, just in case you didn't know.
Yep. I'm actually going to put it up on the screen. Yetta, do you want to touch on a little bit about it while I find this real quick?
Okay.
And then I'll show them.
PKs, especially official PKs that you actually sign up for with like the link to fill out the form, those really help because a lot of them come with rewards. So for instance, friendly PKs, that's an agency PK. If just for showing up, you get 750 beans. So you sit there, you meet somebody new, you talk to them for 20 minutes. And then also the people on their side are listening to you talk to their favorite broadcaster. And if you have a good interaction with them, most likely those people are going to follow you. And they might even come over and give you gifts. And you and the person that you PK'd might have hit it off so well that now all of a sudden you guys are partners and you're helping each other to build each other up on this app. It's happened to me so many times where I just meet a random because of a PK that I signed up for and then end up loving the fuck out of her. And then we help each other at other PKs from there on. So doing PKs is like the best idea. I think you should sign up for at least one every single day, especially if you have a routine where you know you're always going to be on between 12 and 2. Sign up for some PKs at 1. Give yourself an hour. What?
We still got you. We still got you.
Okay. Give yourself an hour to warm up your room, get some people in there, and you know you're going to have your PK. So yeah, it's a good idea to sign up for as many as possible, even if they're just friendlies. But I will say that agency PKs are a lot harder to get then family PKs, which is why it's really important to sign up. I mean, join a family, like you got to be in a family to do as many PKs as possible because the family PKs are pretty much guaranteed.
Yep. And the PKs for families are really good because you can get some really high rebate ones. I mean, the agency ones can be good too if you're doing like the big box PKs or, you know, the stars and stuff like that. But you have to
Impossible
really,
stars are great because you get 50%,
yeah.
but in the box PKs, none of those rewards, even for the top one, where you have to get 11 dragons, it only gives 50,000 beans, which is 40%, not 50% of the total beans that you've received. So doing family PKs, they have up to like 80% rebates going on right now.
Mhm.
So if you know you have a dragon coming your way and you think you can beat the other side, it's probably better that you would sign up for a bigger reward PK than one where you're not going to get as much back.
Yep.
So
Yep.
rebates, you guys, are like based on the percentage of beans that you received during the PK. Agency PKs don't come with rebates, they come with rewards. So with an agency PK, you might do a theme one where it's a singing theme and the winner gets 2,000 beans and the loser gets 1,000 beans. It doesn't matter how many beans you receive during the PK, you're going to get 2,000 or 1,000 beans. So it's like worth it. Even if nobody shows up to give you gifts, you're going to get something. So you might as well sign up for that. But it's not very much as a reward versus when you do the rebate PKs and then you get a huge percentage back on whatever you do receive.
Yep. Yep. And that's really good to do because then when you get those rebates back, they usually take about 2 to 3 weeks to get them back. Then that's just extra beans in your wallet for you to go ahead and trade with other people and hit a higher tier that didn't cost you any money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you guys this video that I made on how to start a PK by lining and by actually just starting the PK itself too. So it's a couple minutes long, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop my video and play this for you guys.
Click on the Pac-Man, guys. So she's doing line first, the purple one. See how she clicked on the magnifying glass to search for her opponent? When you get a PK, you need to immediately go search for your opponent, follow that opponent, and message them to say, hey, we have a PK tomorrow at this time. I'll be your opponent. See you soon. And if they don't message you, you should try to arrange a replacement ahead of time if you can. Ask one of your friends if they could possibly be free to sit in.
Yep, and there's a bunch of agency and family WhatsApp groups that we can add you in. Just ask your agent and we'll give you the links. We'll give you like 3 or 4 of them. So that way when they don't respond to you, just go in there and say, hey, I'm gonna need a replacement at 4 o'clock and tell them what the event is and what time. And always put it in PST because everything on Bigo is in PST. You guys, if you live somewhere else, just pull up the chart and start getting used to saying everything in PST. But yeah, then just go to the chats and then put it in there and somebody will respond and you can have your agent or the other person fill out the replacement form. I'm not sure how the other agents do it, but right now I'm doing it for them or I ask their opponent to do it. Just until you guys just, you know, get a little bit more acquainted with the app. I'll keep going.
Yeah, type in their Bigo ID. Some people have their settings to where only friends can line them. So that's why it's important to follow each other. So Zen didn't show you guys, but when you do it that way, the PK doesn't start immediately. It starts when you guys start it. And that's why I always suggest to align with the person first, because a lot of times when you do it the second way, you can mess it up by setting the wrong time. Every official PK is 20 minutes long. So they have options on PKs, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 20. And some of them are 3 rounds instead of just 1. It's a single round, 20-minute PK. Go ahead, Zen. Oh, I didn't even know you could change this before you. Oh, yeah, I did. But sometimes people do it wrong.
Yeah, that's only in the when you go to the PK section. If you're doing the line, you'll do it afterwards. But in the PK, do it every time. You guys don't, just because you said it for a PK earlier today, you have to do it next time too. Don't forget that. Otherwise, you'll start the PK right away for 5 minutes. Have to unlock, cancel it, start all over. It's a big pain in the butt.
Yeah, because as soon as they accept that line, the PK begins if you use the PK button.
Yep.
Friends PK. Nice little hand emojis.
I'm going to redo it.
This is why we say don't have a complicated Bigo ID, guys. So somebody can easily remember it and type it in. Single round.
Sorry, I'm eating pizza at the same time. I haven't eaten nothing today. So that's how you start a PK. I think Yetta pretty much hit everything else about the PKs and the rewards and all that, you guys. If for some reason you don't get your rewards in 2 to 3 weeks, just let your agent know, because we can fill out a form. Don't wait too long though, because there's a time frame on when they cut off that you can put in a request for missing rewards. But just let your agent know.
Too. That's why you need to screenshot your results. At the end of the PK, when it says win and lose, you need to get a screenshot with the points visible so that everybody, like if you need to get your rewards and you haven't gotten them, you have that screenshot with the proof of the PK happening. The time is on there. You need to label, for my agency, I make them label their PKs, like with the date, the opponent, the time, the type of PK. So there's no confusion if later you need your rewards. Cause I'm like, okay, well, what PK was this? Who was your opponent? Like, what was the type? What was the time? Like, I would have to go all the way back up into our lineups and try to find it myself. So just get into the habit of putting everything very clearly. Let me see if I can bring it up here so you guys can see like an example of an appropriate screenshot. I think I've got it right here. Yeah, screenshots.
In my agency, you guys do the same thing. We do it the exact same way, Yetta and I. So I have a Discord. She has a Slack. But I have you guys all go in the Discord and join that. If you haven't joined yet, I'll send the link again after this meeting. You'll put the screenshot in under the PK section where it says screenshots, and she's going to show you the format. And
how do I flip it? Okay, here we are. Can you guys see? Did I flip it?
One more time.
I can't see myself.
There it goes.
Okay, so she said Party of Ghosts PK, Oh Angel Baby versus original opponent. So she had a replacement for this one. And that is also listed on here with the time and the date. Okay, so we have all the information we need. If you do need a replacement for your PK, you need to submit that before the end of that day so that we can send it to our agency chat with the BY admins. Now, this right here is a family PK, Party of Ghosts. If you need a replacement for that, that has nothing to do with your agency. You need to talk to your family leader or do whatever your family's protocol is. Family PKs and agency PKs are totally separate things. You do not need to be part of a family in order to be a host, but you must be part of an agency in order to be a host. So yeah, just know that too. Like, don't submit your replacement to us if it's not an agency PK, because we're not going to be able to submit that for you.
Yep. And for all of my hosts, I want you guys to put those screenshots in the Discord, but when you have a replacement, I want you guys to DM me all of that information, that screenshot with all the information as well. That way, you know, I can get that done by the end of the day. So the way that you guys start, we've touched on a family a little bit. The way that you would start a family is, go sit down, Diva. On this very first page, when you log into Bigo, you're going to be on the little house in the bottom left. You're looking at this major screen here, and you have this like rotating bar. So this is where you can join a family. It's got family events. It's got the Bigo TV guide, which are the biggest, hottest shows.
You're still sharing your screen.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
There you go. So on this front screen, the little house on the bottom left, this is where everybody's lives are. This is where your profile picture is going to, the picture that you set when you go live, this is what it shows, how it shows up.
Cover photo.
Yep. And then, so you're going to scroll over in this little bar until where it says family events. And then you've got your family toolkit. You've got all these different things. The family toolkit, if you click on that, you can see your lineups and stuff here. I know you guys can't see the screen. I'm just basically showing you as a reference of where it's at. I know you can't read it. But
if you turn your brightness down, it should help. That's all the other stuff that's listed under family events, guys, are the PKs that you can sign up. If you're in a family, you can sign up for your own family PKs. You can submit your own replacement. You can go check your own lineup. Now, with an agency PK, you can't do any of that. We'll give you the links to sign up, but they're not found on the app. You can't check the lineups. We have to tell you. And if you do need a replacement, you have to submit it to us, not Bigo.
Yep. And I think Yetta and I both use the same girl because I got her for Sheila from her. So Sheila's going to be posting in your PK chat every morning, you know, who's got a PK for the next couple of days coming up. Now, the PK that could be tomorrow or the next day, make sure that you're still checking on the day of that your opponent or anything like that didn't change, because if somebody submitted a replacement the day before, it most possibly will be reflected on the next day. So that way you have the updated opponent. So make sure that you're checking the day of as well.
Sign up for a PK at least 3 days in advance. Just because you sign up does not mean you're going to get it. And also, please don't like beg and ask, can I get a PK? Hey, I haven't had a PK. Sometimes the agency PKs are impossible. So we know, keep signing up. Try all month long and sign up for as many slots as possible. So if you're available from 4 p.m. all the way to 10, and those slots are available, pick every single one, because it's more likely that you're going to get maybe that 6 o'clock slot if you do a multiple spots instead of just one.
Yep. And that's where those replacement chats will come in handy too, because instead of just going into those chats when you need to find a replacement, you can watch those chats all day long and people will be asking, hey, can somebody replace me? Hey, can somebody do a PK right now? And maybe you don't have enough time to set anything up, but you in a PK, you're going to get some gifts, you know, so it's better to just take them and get used to doing them. We already covered the screenshots and where you can find those. So Bigo sometimes messages us with a verified check mark with the family PKs information. So when you're in a family PK, it'll tell you like your opponent and your lineup and stuff like that. But like your family will as well. I'm an Aura family and we have our own Discord and they post the lineup there every day too. So just ask your family leader how to find them. Rewards and rebates, we already touched upon those. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get them in return. If you're missing them, let your family agent know, or your family leader, or your agency leader, or your family leader know. Always check the top of the sign up form when you're signing up for a PK and read about the requirements, so that you know exactly what you need to do to get to your rebate or your reward, because some things will say, you know, Impossible Star, you have to hit 10,000 beans in your live, which is 5 stars. You have to hit that amount in the actual PK. If you're on 3 stars already and you start a PK, you still need to get 10,000 in the PK. It's just saying that that's how much you have to get in the PK. So just be mindful of that as well. Charm points. So I think they changed it now, Yetta, didn't they? They took the charm points away on the multis. I noticed in the Babish Club last Friday that it actually showed the amount that you were getting instead of
The extra zero?
yeah.
I did not notice that at all.
Yeah. But usually go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it used to be the charm points in the multi and in the PK, but right now I think they changed it, so it's just in the PK. So a charm point, one bean equals 10 charm points. So you'll see in a PK when somebody throws you a shield, it doesn't say 1,000, it says 10,000. Just take a 0 off at the end, and that's how many gifts you actually got. So again, one bean equals 10 charm points. There's always an extra 0. Let's see. Trading. So don't ever discuss trading on your live or anybody else's. If you want to discuss something or ask somebody if they want to trade, you say, hey, do you want to do business? All right, cool. I'm going to send you my WhatsApp number in your DM right now. And it should all be discussed off live all the time. Do not trade any gifts with people that you do not know, because you may drop on them first and they may not come back and drop on you back. It does happen. Only do it with people you trust. Ask your agent, who can you trust? And we'll give you people that you can start trading with right away until you meet your own.
Or do it within your family. Ask your family leader.
Family leader as well. Watch out with your agency. I know we touched on this earlier. You can do some small trades, but you guys got to make sure that you're under 40% of your monthly quota within your agency. That's why at the end, we'll have you guys all drop your Bigo IDs and get to know each other from the other agencies as well. And we don't recommend trading as a brand new host, but it is good to do. You know, I wouldn't take your whole paycheck and put it back in there unless you want to. I mean, you can do that, but you know, you should be letting your beans pile up and waiting to get a really big high rebate PK and trading then, instead of just somebody coming into your live and dropping 100 here, 100 here, 1,000 here. It's better to save those and do them with a high rebate PK. You get more money back in the long run. So your live data is going to be under where your profile is. Again, that's in the bottom right corner with the little guy on the screen. Let me see what I'm showing you here. I can't see my, oh, there we go. Little guy here. It's going to be in this back area, your live data. I know this is really hard to read, but one of them says live data. So it takes a second to upload, but once it does, it's going to show you your bean count, your live time, your fans, and so on. This is 30 hours behind, you guys, 30 hours. So if you're looking at it right now, it says mine says 57,000 beans. That's not going to count anything that I've gotten in the last 30 hours, and the hours are not going to be accurate either. So just be mindful of that. There's also going to be messages sent to you in your inbox from Bigo. There's a couple different Bigo profiles that will be messaging you guys from time to time. Just always go in there and read them. It's good to know what's going on. But one of them will show you your bean count and the same thing, but in a message, and show you how much of a percentage you have from out of region beans, and also how much your percentage you have within your agency. So you can just be mindful of that as well. In my agency, I have in my Discord a spot that says weekly reports. They don't send them every week, but they send us agent reports. It's supposed to be weekly, and I put mine in there. I don't know if Yetta or anybody else does, but and that kind of tells you where you're at as well. But again, it's going to be behind. So it's always good to just make sure that you're keeping track of, you know, how many hours you're doing. If you're doing the 2 hours a day max, then you don't really ever have to keep track of it, because you know you can just figure out how many days in the month you've been going live, and you know you're going to get your time. So with trading as well, like, it's always best, I missed this part. It's always best to recharge with your own diamonds. I said it in the chat earlier, to recharge your diamonds with your beans instead of recharging with your credit or debit card. The percentage is $163 versus $200 for a shield. Or is that a dragon? I'm sorry, a dragon. So it's better to recharge for $163 for a shield than to take your card and recharge $200 for.
Sorry, she said recharge, but she means exchange. So yeah, it's better to exchange beans for diamonds than to recharge for diamonds. If you're going to spend your actual money, you're not going to get as much diamonds as you would if you were to spend beans. For hosts, giving gifts is cheaper than for somebody who doesn't have any beans because they never go live. A shield is going to cost them $20, but for us, it's like 16 or something like that for the conversion. So yeah, definitely, if you have beans, spend those as opposed to recharging with a credit card or debit card.
Yep. I had another note here at the end from last time. So if you're hosting a multi-live and you want to close off your boxes, one of the hosts asked this on the last one, and you want to close off your boxes so not anybody can just click on the box and jump up. You have to change your settings to invitation mode. So when you're live on the multi, top right corner where it has everybody's little bubbles who are in your room, there's a bubble that'll have the number, the count of people that are in your room. You're going to click that. Then there'll be a little settings button where you can change it to the open guest mode to the invitation mode. And then you want to click the invitation mode and then just exit out of it. And that'll make it so everybody has to request to come up in there. And when they're in your box to come up in that little number count, it's going to have a red waving hand. And that's when you know that somebody's like trying to come up. It's going to be like, hello, you know, and alert you. And then you can bring up who you want to bring up. We already went over labeling your PKs. Replacements, how to submit the form. Again, you're just gonna tell your for me you guys are gonna tell your agent, or the person that you are switching with might be able to do that as well. So just make sure that you get that replacement form done before 10:30 p.m. PST on the day of your PK, otherwise it's too late. And that's pretty much everything. So I want to open up the chat and see, you know, who has questions. When you have a question, just go ahead and raise your hand. You can find that at the bottom of the screen, or unmute yourself. I just don't want everybody talking at once, so just be mindful of that. Any questions? All right, go ahead. What you got, live?
Okay, so the 10,000, what happens if you do not get that 10,000 in that PK?
Well, Bigo just changed the way that we drop hosts. The agent could always drop a host whenever they wanted to, but now they're letting us take more control of when we drop you guys. If your agent sees you trying and wants to keep you, they can keep you, but you just got to try better next time. You got to try better next month. You know, if you hit the beans but don't hit your hours, you'll get a percentage. If you hit the hours but don't hit the beans, you're not going to get anything.
I think he was talking about during the PK. Live next. If you're talking about an impossible star PK, that's the only one where you need to get 10,000 beans to be able to get a reward. And what happens if you don't is that you don't get a reward. So like if you don't meet the terms of the PK, you're not going to get the reward. So the terms of an impossible star PK is to get 5 stars worth of beans in the PK like bracket of 20 minutes. So 5 stars, 10,000 beans. That's how much it takes to get to 5 stars in a day. A dragon and a mace, basically. A dragon is 9,999 beans, and you're going to need an extra mace on top to make it 10,000 beans and 100,000 charm points. Because remember, charm points in a PK, they add a 0. So if you're reading the requirements of an impossible star, and at the top it says, achieve 10,000 beans, aka 100,000 charm points during the PK, and you get a 5,000 bean reward. That's good. That's 50%. So it's worth it if you have a dragon coming and you know somebody's going to be able to come get you there. You don't even have to win the PK. Both people on both sides can get the same exact reward if they get the amount of beans that are required. You don't have to win. It's stress-free as long as you know that person is going to actually show up on time and get you where you need to be. So that is just a specific PK. Did that answer your question?
It did.
Okay, sorry about that. I misunderstood. Thanks, Yetta.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Now, can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
So the bean count stays, like even if you exchange them, like that won't change?
Right. Mm-hmm. So when you look at your profile, that number is going to always go up. Like I'm at 4 million right now. When I get 10,000, I'm going to be at 4 million and 10,000. So it's always going to go up. You can just use that money.
It's not going to affect your live data at all. If you spend all the beans that you earned since the first, they're still going to count for this month.
Yep.
Oh.
You're just spending your money.
Right.
But
You can do whatever you
your
want with it.
tips.
If you
But
have
you're
at least
still gonna get the
$38,
salary.
if you have $38 worth of beans, you can cash them out if you want to. It's not going to affect your pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So say, I'm sorry, I'm just trying
Okay.
to learn this, but okay.
No
So
stupid questions. You're good.
So say you hit the 40,000, boom, I want to cash out whatever. Okay. Is that going to count for the next month too? Or I got to get that 40,000 again to hit that 680 to
The
cash
second
out?
one. The second one. You always have to start over every month. The first to the
Okay.
last day of the month. Yep.
Gotcha.
And I always
Gotcha.
suggest that on the first day of the month, you guys, when you just start your live or right at the end of your broadcast on the last day of the month, screenshot your live screen, and then like write the date, what month it was on there. So you can always go back and reference it because it's going to have your bean count in the top right corner. And that's going to be the most accurate way to know where you're at any time, because you can take that screenshot on the 13th day of the month and take your the screenshot now, and you can minus that number from the prior month, and you're going to see exactly where you're at right now, real time, at any time, without having to rely on your live data or anything like that. So that's a good thing to have too. I screenshot it at the end of my live on the 31st or the 30th of the month. I'll write October on it for the month of October, and then November, I know I can always go back and reference that number and figure out where I'm at.
Right. You just subtract today's amount of beans from that amount of beans, and that'll tell you exactly how many beans you've earned. Not including the outer region beans, guys. So when foreigners come in, it's great, but the beans that they throw are only worth 20% of what American beans are worth. So it's important to pay attention to those messages that you're getting from Bigo. Always remember too that there's a verified check mark. If the message is really from Bigo, there's a verified check mark on that message. Do not fall for any scam that says you've won free diamonds. Click this link. No, they're
fake.
trying to hack your account. Yep. If it's from Bigo, they will never tell you you're getting free diamonds. Bigo gives out beans. They don't give out diamonds.
Yep.
And tell your gifters that too, because they are targeted by hackers. If somebody's new on this app and they're cashy, the hackers are watching.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. That's all
You're
I needed.
welcome. Cool. Who else has got some questions? All right. Well, that's it for today, you guys. We'll post a link here shortly of today's training. There'll be every week's training on there. We go through basically the same thing. It's just one of the different Alliance members that are training, and there could be different questions and different things explained a little differently on each one. So if you ever need to tune up and do some touch up, then go ahead and check out those links too. We'll post them in our chats for you guys.
So I just have a quick question. So like
Sure.
the agency, when the agency pays is through Beans, is that like how it works? Like it goes to my Bigo account, or I'm just confused because I just started like a week ago. So I'm just trying to get to know. Yeah.
No problem. So yes, Bigo is the one that pays you guys directly. Okay. Bigo pays us directly for whatever you guys hit as well. We get a very small percentage of what you guys get, but it does not come out of your pay whatsoever. Bigo will put the beans into your account on the payday. And the payday is between the 7th and the 15th of every month. I think we got paid on the 6th last month, which was weird. We've never gotten paid on the 6th before. And then this month, half of the agencies got paid. And then the other half, I think some agencies are still waiting for their pay. So, just be mindful that they're going to pay you whenever they want to pay you, but it's going to be in that first
we
week.
get paid. And also it's deposited into your wallet where all your other beans are. They pay you in beans for the amount. So every 210 beans is $1. If you're going to get an $800 paycheck, you're going to get 800 times 210 in beans. So you need to set up either Payoneer or Air Wallets. I like Payoneer because if you use my link, I get $25 and so do you. So Air Wallets doesn't offer incentives like that. That's the only reason why I like Payoneer. But it takes a couple of days once you do cash out, and then it'll hit your Payoneer, which is linked to your Cash App card or your bank account. And then you can transfer that from Payoneer to your bank account. So it might take about 5 days from the day that we get paid for our money to actually hit our bank account where we can spend it.
Okay, thank you. All right, that makes sense. All right, thank you guys.
Welcome,
You're
babe.
welcome.
Anyone else got a burning desire? Oh, Ashley's here. This is one of our other agency owners. Ash, do you have a second? You want to introduce yourself to everybody? And then in the meantime, you guys, please put all of your Bigo IDs in the chat and follow each other, okay?
Hey guys, I'm Ashley, and
Hi,
I'm
Boo.
so glad to see a couple of my agents in here. I'm excited to be learning from Yetta and Zen, and I apologize, I was a little late. My
Okay.
daughter has a rash she broke out in, but I'm here, and I'm here to help. And each week we're gonna do this, and by next month I'll be teaching this class as well. And I'm really excited to be a part of this agency alliance. If any of my hosts have any questions, you know where to find me. Hey, Cash Bar. And I appreciate everybody coming who I see you guys' faces.
Yep. And we were talking about starting a group for all of our hosts from the 3 different agencies. We might be bringing a 4th one on, another agency as well. But we're going to start a chat and add all of you guys in there. That way you guys can network, you know, and if you guys want to do trades within the alliance, that's great. Just make sure that you say what agency you're in when you're asking for a trade. So that way somebody from a different agency, you know, hits you up and you guys don't go over your 40%. So if there's no other questions, we're going to wrap it up for today. Great job, everybody. Super excited. Don't forget to go live for 2 hours a day, you guys. And if you have any questions, let us know, okay? All right. We are out. I will see y'all on Bigo.